Hey guys, it's Amy here, and today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freak out tag. I think that's what it's called. We're doing that today. So you've probably seen this one floating around BookTube at the moment. I haven't been tagged for it, but I will leave the creator link down below. This tag basically consists of 14 questions that highlight the best and the worst and all the things that have happened so far in 2016. So let's begin. Question number 1 is the best book you have read in 2016 so far, and if you've been here a little while, you probably won't be surprised to see it's All Quiet on the Western Front by Enrique Maria Remarque. I read this book a couple of months ago and it absolutely blew me away. It was phenomenal. I will leave links to my videos where I've mentioned this one before. I think it was in a wrap up and the best books of 2016 so far. Seriously, just go and read it. Phenomenal book. Number 2 is the best sequel you have read so far in 2016, and I haven't really been reading a lot of series or trilogies this year, so it's going to have to go to A Storm of Swords Part 2 Blood and Gold by George R.R. Martin. This is one of the books from the Song of Ice and Fire series. I absolutely adore this one. I think it's most definitely the best I have read from the series so far. I have read A Feast of Crows, but I haven't got to A Dance of Dragons yet. All my favourite characters were doing really awesome things in this book, and I thought it was brilliant. Question number 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet, but you want to, and that's going to go to The Butcher's Hook by Jeanette Ellis. I hauled this one a little while ago and it's on my summer TBR list, so I will be reading it either this month or next month. Probably next month, because my reading this month is just abysmal. I don't know what's happened. I've only read like 3 books and it's already the 20th, so who knows what's going to happen. I'm currently in the middle of like a ton of books and I'm just not feeling motivated to read, so I don't know what's going on, but encourage me down below if you want to give me a bit of pep talk and get me reading a bit more. Then maybe it's just because the sun's come out in England and it's absolutely sweltering hot right now. I'm just, oh my gosh, I feel like my face is melting. Question number 4 is my most anticipated new release for the second half of 2016, and that undoubtedly has to go to the Chamber of Secrets Illustrated Edition, because I loved the Philosopher's Stone Illustrated Edition last year. I thought it was wonderful, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with the Chamber of Secrets. Question number 5 is biggest disappointment, and that goes to The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. I really enjoyed The Fifth Wave, which is the first book in this trilogy, and this book was a huge letdown. I really didn't enjoy it that much, and I'm really put off to read the third book because I actually haven't heard many good things about it. So if you've read The Last Star, which is the final book in this series, and you thought it was really good and you think I should continue, do let me know down below because I'm really not feeling it at the moment. Question number 6 is biggest surprise, and that goes to Brain on Fire, My Month of Madness by Susanna Cahalan. I finished this book only a couple of days ago and it was absolutely amazing. Like, I keep thinking about it and I keep telling people about it. It's a non-fiction read about a young woman, 24 years old, who suddenly becomes extremely unwell. No doctor can work out what's wrong with her, and it keeps going on, and it goes to the point where she may be just shut up in a psych ward, and it was amazing. I'm going to speak about it more in my July wrap up because I need to consolidate my thoughts, but yes, it totally surprised me because so far this year all of my non-fiction reads have been 4 stars or under. This one was undoubtedly a 5 stars and I put it in my favourites on Goodreads, so yes, hear about that more in my July wrap up. Question number 7 is favourite new author, debut or new to you, and it's a new to me author, which is Robin Hobb. I have been adoring her books this year. You've probably seen, if you've been watching my channel since the beginning of the year, I've read her Farseer trilogy and I'm now on the 2nd book of the Live Ship Traders and I'm really enjoying it. I almost don't want it to end. I'm kind of taking my time with it. I'm just really loving the characters and getting to know them and just following their story. So yes, Robin Hobb, definitely my favourite author of the year so far. Question number 8 is newest fictional crush, and it took me a while to think through this one because really a lot of the books I read, like, I wouldn't have a crush on any of the characters. Like, either they're really like not very nice characters or they're like a lot older than me, so it just seems a strange thing to have a crush on them. But I have thought of Brashen from the Live Ship Traders trilogy. Again, Robin Hobb, she writes awesome characters. You may remember me saying that I don't actually imagine a physical thing for characters when I read them. Like, in my head I don't have what the person looks like as a main thing. Like, usually it's how that person behaves and how they are with other people, like their personality, rather than their like race or their hair colour or their eye colour. Like, seriously, I could read a section of a book and then 10 pages down the line I could not tell you what a person's hair colour is or what they're meant to look like because my brain just doesn't retain that information for some reason. But I do, however, retain how that person is with people and their personality, and Brashen is an awesome character. He's really kind, he's really sweet, and he's just really caring to the other characters around him. So I would say that maybe I have a fictional crush on him. I mean, I don't really have crushes on people, but yeah, there we go. That's the best answer I could give. Question number 9 is a newest favourite character, and that goes to Brienne of Tarth from the Song of Ice and Fire series. I'm not sure if she's in this book. I know she's definitely in A Feast for Crows, but I've got this one handy, so it's just representing the series as a whole. Brienne of Tarth is really awesome in A Feast for Crows. Like, she just does so many cool things, which they never show in the TV show. Like, she has such a bigger role than she does in the TV show, and I think she's really freaking awesome. I, for one, am really looking forward to seeing where her story goes and what happens definitely in the TV show, like to see if it goes in a different direction to where the books are gonna go. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Number 10 is book that made you cry, and that is Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. This book, I mean, I swear, for the final like 100 pages of this book, I was sobbing my heart out. I remember just sitting on my bed and I had to like put the book down because I couldn't actually read through the amount of crying, and it was all blurry and it was just heartbreaking. And not only did I cry whilst reading the book, I then went on to try and tell my sister and my boyfriend and my friends about the book, and I could not stop crying when telling them about it, like days or weeks after reading it. I was just breaking down because it was so heartbreaking, and I really think people should go and read this book. So if this one's on your TBR, you should definitely like bump it up the list if you feel like you might need a cry sometime soon, because it will definitely do that for you. Question number 11 is a book that made you happy, and that goes to The Martian by Andy Weir. This was such a funny book, and in comparison to the film, it was just on another level. Like, I didn't find the film funny at all, but the book was so full of sarcasm. Like, the main character was just so flippin' funny. I just thought it was brilliant. It had me in fits of giggles throughout the whole thing, and it just genuinely made me happy come the end of the book. It was a good reading experience. Question number 12 is most beautiful book you've bought or been sent this year, and that goes to 2 books because I couldn't decide. First one is Deep Breath Hold Tight, Stories About the End of Everything by Jason Gurley, and the second one is Arcadia by Ian Pearce. You'll see they're kind of similar. Like, I really like the kind of landscape across the book in really beautiful colours. I just like this design on books. Like, if all books could look like this, I'd be a happy lady. Question number 13 is what books do you have to read by the end of the year? And I don't really have a plan for that far ahead. I do, however, do kind of TBRs, very loose TBRs for kind of seasons. So I've done my summer one. I'll leave it linked down below if you want to see that. I'm doing pretty well for the summer one, so I'm thinking I possibly might do an autumn or winter TBR. I don't know how I feel about that, but let me know down below if you think that would be a good idea, or if you'd be interested in seeing a TBR video for like 3-month spans, because I don't really want to constrict myself to a monthly TBR because I definitely don't stick to those. Question number 14 is favourite book community member, which is a really hard question because I watch so many people here on BookTube and I love so many people's things, but there are certain people that I watch like every single video from, undoubtedly, because I just love their content. Those would be Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings, Jean from Bookish Thoughts, Jen from Jen Campbell, and more recently I've discovered Sophie from Portal in the Pages and Simon at Savage Reads, and all of those people are super awesome. So I'll leave all of those people linked down below. If you aren't following them already, you definitely should be. So in light of that, I'm going to tag all 5 of those lovely people to do this video. I'm really looking forward to seeing your answers. So that's the end of the tag. Let me know down below if you have any answers that you want to share with me, because I love hearing about people's like favourite books and most disappointing things. So come and chat to me in the comments. As always, I will leave links to Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, everything I've mentioned today down below. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you soon. Bye! For the biggest books that I have read is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is a wonderful leather-bound bind-up of all 3 parts of the story. It comes in at 1,077 pages long.